Welcome back. Dominicus. Walking back down the hall. Now newly proclaimed Prince of Eswind. Look at me. I'm the prince now. Oh.
That should have been your speech to the people.
Look at me. All right. You rejoin.
Where are we led to? Yeah, that's the question.
It's just the hallway. Nobody's really leading you anywhere. The king himself, kind of hesitant, left the balcony, but kind of standing in the hall a bit.
Yeah, so Ace will, after he says his speech, will kind of turn around and start walking back and kind of look to King Cantonius, kind of for, approval.
Hopefully it was okay. I just felt led to say something.
Well, it was well said, indeed. So I guess that's it. It's done.
I think we're far from being done, Father, but it's out in the open now for sure.
He kind of looks around at the rest of the party.
I know a lot of you didn't sign up for this. But he couldn't ask for better allies, better protectors, better friends. And I thank you for that.
When I met Coel, and I asked her about you, and she talked about the lack of people that you had that you could trust on your throne, and people constantly wanting to stab you in the back. I learned to realize that how quickly loyalty is a rare thing, and with this group of people, I couldn't ask for better allies and friends, family. I know the king just said it, but I appreciate every single one of you. Things aren't going to be the same, and I don't know how well they're going to work, but with everything that has happened, I wouldn't change a single moment with all of you.
I don't think any of us would. For better or worse, it's what led us here.
Road, but we'll keep on it.
Wouldn't have had it any other way.
Well, King, what now?
We should feast and celebrate.
We should probably also talk about the fact that, I don't know, everybody kind of knows he's a prince now, and we're staying at a very, unguarded inn. So...
Yes, we'll definitely find some arrangements. I think something we can do is Lord Alfred. The sweets that were intended for him and his family. We can make use of them for you and your party.
I imagine with the coming out of my name, Father, that's still weird to say. Anyways, a place in the keep, more permanent one, would probably be wise, don't you think?
Absolutely. For now, we can keep you in Lord Alfred's, and then we We'll have them clear out some of the other rooms for the king's family.
The Faded Fives Hall. I can see it now.
Say daddy instead.
Yeah.
You did it. You
That
broke
feels
me.
more comfortable. Yep, that feels more comfortable.
Please, call me daddy. But I know there's more we should discuss. Perhaps we can do that over dinner.
Yeah.
In regards to Aiden and Asa and that situation.
Well, there's also a situation that we haven't mentioned to you because of all the other situations going on, but there's kind of a deal, and yeah, we'll talk about it over dinner. That's going to be a better idea, I think.
Okay with that? You guys make your way through that, back down that long, doorless hallway, overlooking the city, and then walk through the courtyard, kind of directly across from there. And go ahead.
As we're walking, is there like, I don't want to call them like servants or like possibly a guardsman that is, not doing too much right this moment? I could probably catch the attention of.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, depending on who it is, if it's a servant or a knightsman, whoever, guardsman, he'll excuse me, sorry, hi,
Yep.
Dom, nice to meet you.
Your Highness.
I'm new to this. Oh, please do not bow. That's disgusting. I kind of new to all this, and there's kind of a lot of eyes on me right now. I can't really leave the castle. Can you send somebody out to do something for me in the castle, or could you do it for me?
I'd be honored to. I could send somebody if you'd prefer, but I can go myself.
If you want to, yeah, sure. If you're not busy, what's your name?
My name is Tavian.
Tavian. It's nice to meet you, Tavian.
And he goes like for a handshake.
He shakes your hand. He's like,
Whoa.
he's kind of starstruck or whatever. It's a strange feeling to go from not being seen and being a nobody, and suddenly people are treating you like very important.
Here, sir.
He's gonna hand him kind of like a scroll, and in this scroll it has descriptions. I don't know in King's Haven. I'm sure we have some kind of wood carvers or carpenters. I want to get wooden pendants of round circles, probably the size of a coin, that has a 5 on one side of it, and then on the other side has specifications, which are all in the scroll, so you don't have to remember all this.
Right.
For each of my family members here, my party members.
Yeah, absolutely. I will take care of that for you.
Here, and he'll reach in his pocket. I don't know how much it'll be, so I'll just he hands him like 5-10 gold. Not
Yeah.
sure.
I probably won't need that, but that's all right. They do
Yeah,
it for free.
and-
I'll just
well-
say it's for the prince.
Well, no, don't like. I'm not. I mean, I'm special.
It's disgusting,
like, because
That's disgusting.
it's okay. Like, you can pay them. Obviously, they make a pay. Like, you can take some of that out of that too, because obviously you're doing a favor for me. But yeah, if you can do that for me, that'd be great.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And it was what was it again? Sorry, I'm gonna
Tavian.
write it down. Tavian.
Tavian, yes.
Tavian. Thanks, buddy. I'll save you a
too,
turkey leg.
buddy. Prince. Right. He just he shuttles away. It's okay. You see as you guys enter the room, there are several servants already kind of preparing the tables for the feast. This will be a hero's feast again. Once you complete it, you'll be able to add those benefits.
You see Coel and Queen Belabeth already preparing themselves for the dinner. It is a closed feast, so it is just the king and his family, and you guys, not the other lords and such.
So our stuff that we left back at the inn, is somebody getting that, or are we staying here, or are we going back?
I can send somebody for it, unless you would prefer to go for yourself.
I'll go right after dinner. If
I'll go with
like
you. Yeah, I'll go with you. We'll go get it. Thank you, Sir King.
Ace is just gonna start laughing at the awkwardness of Rowan to him. Like,
All right. Yeah, so you guys can dig into the feast a little bit, and then King Cantonias kind of through bites of food, kind of.
So, what is it you know about this whole Asher and Aiden situation?
Well, we'd certainly like to know more, but we were given an impression that what had occurred with Eden was the motivations or best interests of Asher, coinciding with Catherine and Aiden's opinions of her as well. We haven't gotten a chance to really speak with Asher at length about this. Tell me, my lord, did you know Asher as a person much?
Not really. I only spoken with him a handful of times, but it was only small conversation about the deeds he had done and acclamations he had achieved.
I see. So it was by a third party. His father, Maiden, had mentioned that his son, ever since having met Eden, had started to change in terms of his disposition, acting more cruel and more callous with his actions and decision-making. But obviously we've already vocalized our own opinions of some within the temple.
Some of those concerned had been brought up to me by the Temple of Light and even some of the older heroes about the, I suppose, change that had happened in Asher and the change of the use of magics that he had used. I hardly pay much mind to it, considering they always squabble around it, about magics and this and that, but...
And I'll look to the others to see if there's anything else that they may want to chime in with. We can respect that there are magics that exist that are vile, that shouldn't be used and practiced. Though there's a fair, I would say quite possibly majority, that is frowned upon by the temple, but in a sense, as hopefully our Asher demonstrated yesterday evening, are perfectly viable, and there's nothing wrong with them. I believe that's really what we're curious to ascertain. What were these transgressions? What were these evil magics that he was partaking? We've learned some things, but not enough, from our perspective. We need more. We need to know exactly where Asher was before Aiden and Catherine and their respective organizations said Asher had changed into whatever he is now, whatever the man that could attempt to kill his own father.
This is certainly something that needs more answers to an investigation. I think I might have Aiden step down, at least while this is under investigation. While we have a little bit harder proof of Aiden's involvement, I think we need a bit more to perhaps have Head Mother Catherine step down as well. But in the meantime, at least while this is under investigation,
Honestly, though,
Headmaster Aiden.
between the two of them, you need to fear Head Mother Catherine more. She's very manipulative. Out of the two of the threats, she is more.
I will have them look into that as well. That companion of yours, I don't know him well. The one missing a hand.
Catherine.
Oh, Jathrin.
Jathril. Marin.
Would you have your recommendation as headmaster of the Order of Aelos? At least acting.
Rowan would stand up and say, yes. Absolutely. But I don't want to speak on his behalf, but
I'll
he's a
send
good
for
man.
someone.
He kind of motions over to one of the servants and they head out.
I would like to speak with him.
He's a good man. I vouch for him.
He seems it. And a good disposition as well. And good
Couldn't
company.
agree more. Couldn't agree more, sir.
The other matters that you wish to discuss.
Yeah, so,
As he takes a sip from his shiny chalice.
it's kind of about that thing right there. There's not really an easy way to talk about this, but
He's going to kind of be looking at the rest of the party because Ace is known to say possibly the wrong thing or not say it the right way. Kind of got him into this predicament in the first place.
we kind of are in the middle of a fight between three deities that separated by something even stronger, and one of the deities is wanting us to find the shiniest chalice that we had ever seen. We have had interaction with all three of them, and the one that wants us to give it to her is the best out of the rest of them. From our understanding, your chalice, though I don't know how, will keep that said deity out of the three of them in control. I was kind of hoping Kozrak would look into it and hopefully be able to find more information on the deities and beings themselves, and hopefully it can help us to either make a decision on the three or to not give it to them at all. The problem with not giving it to them is that I was informed that they are possibly Fae, and I made a deal with one of them not knowing. It has been mentioned that my life would be at risk if said deal is not. One of the other ones had also risked things that I care for if it wasn't given to them. So the assumption that they would start going after you guys next would not be far-fetched.
even if we could have access to a library, something we could research deities and whatnot.
I'll make it more of a priority for Kazrak.
Is Kazrak with us, by the way? Sorry, out of character. No. Okay. So while I was talking to him, he wasn't there. That's cool. Yeah.
I thought you were just talking to the king. You were just talking.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's
you were
okay.
saying
it's
I was hoping Kazrak would. Yeah.
It might be a really good idea for us to have Karan talk to him. He has a connection with, or knows a little bit more information about the deity that split them, and could possibly aid and learn more to help him as well. He's very smart, one of the smartest men I know.
Are you trying to make me blush?
Gonna wink at him.
Is there anything else?
That is all. Well, I guess we talked about it before, but Valessa, I am still concerned for her. The Ba Maiden. She is the one that the deity risked her life. This is the same deity that brought the plague on Lake Grasp. So his abilities are severe.
Have you had contact with her since breaking things off?
I had seen her. I kinda told her I was sorry. Asked her to help watch after Asher, but after that, no. Not since all of this.
The best thing you can do for her, considering your two difficult positions, is probably to leave her alone.
Which is why I broke things off. I just hope that me breaking things off was enough to protect her.
I'll put some common clothed guards, at least for a while. See if things are going well for her.
I would appreciate that, thank you. How?
You see him finish kind of finish the wine in the chalice, and he takes like his napkin and he kind of wipes it out, and he slides it over to you.
I know we still have some research to do, but you can hold on to it until you decide.
He's gonna like grab a napkin and not touch it and kind of slide it to Rowan.
I don't know what would happen since I have a deal with the Fae if I'd become possessed or something after touching that, so...
He's gonna look to Briar like not sure about Faye, like kind of putting his hands up, like oh.
Yeah, actually, probably. I don't. Rowan's just gonna take his napkin and put it over the top and kind of wrap it and put it in his backpack. That was, thank you for trusting us on this one, Rowan says to the king.
The short time that I've gotten to know you, I know that you have good hearts and purpose. And your good counsel. I hope that you can view me as the same.
Absolutely. You've taken our word when you barely knew us, so it's mutual. I'm gonna finish my food. And just wait until we find out what we're doing. Well, when Asher's done, actually. Gonna head to Cantanker's Tankard.
Before any of us kind of leave, Dom would kind of be like, so, now that it's kind of out in the air, are we allowed to travel freely through the kingdom? Should we?
I would say not without an armed guard presence.
Well,
Generally.
Count
We're
as
all-
an armed guard presence.
yeah. Would we just be allowed to be given access to protection magic?
If you're comfortable, I usually have a larger troop, and it's one thing to run around with your talented allies, as you may be. There are guards who are trained in looking for different threats out and about in the common public, especially for persons of importance.
Well, I don't want to come off as somebody that's better or higher than other
It's not
people.
about that, it's... You're a target. It's not that you're better or more significant, but you are more important in some ways. People will not only use your allies, but people will use you against your allies. Use you against me.
That is precisely why we don't like the armed guard out.
Maybe
big
more of a low
groups.
profile, yeah.
Are very much easier to pick out in our line of work.
Or could make things difficult. Maybe you guys should go and do what we need done in the city, and I could stay. You guys would be less of eyes on you than obviously having me with you. I'll be here, just waiting, but you know, I might be easier to keep people off of you while you guys shop or do the necessary things that need done. Just save a drink for me at the end of the night.
Well, I can't imagine things are going to change too much. I'm going to look at Karan and the party. Be like, you traveled with us with various disguises. I mean, how hard
True.
can that be?
It's not like you can live the rest of your life cooped up in a castle keep from here on out. Although
oh my
I
god, that'd be terrible.
I figured you might say that. Still, I can see sense if it's undue, if not even for a risk of anything. I'm fairly certain wandering around the streets, especially in the marketplaces of your now capital city, you might get mobbed just by conversationalists, and that could take up a bit of time. But
I'd
I
want to
don't
be
see
a
it changing too much.
prince of the people, a king of the people even later. Do you think something like going and introducing myself, helping, shaking hands, helping the little guy, could possibly earn me the favors of a couple of more? There seem to be a good part of people that didn't fully know about me yet.
Well,
King.
if that's your motivation, then perhaps being amongst the people, even if inconvenienced on time, might be the better course of action. Well, that's ultimately between you and your father.
What do you think, King?
I am not going to deny you your autonomy. I know that you can take care of yourself. You have good allies, but you need to understand the risks seriously. And not make light of any of them.
Okay. I hear you. Well, what's on the itinerary?
Well, I think once we're done here, Asher and I are gonna head into town and grab
gonna
our stuff.
Pick her
Right.
stuff from the inn. And does anyone need anything else in the town before we are too well known?
No, I've already been hustled by enough shopkeepers. I'm just going to wander around aimlessly, see what kind of trouble I can get into.
Do we introduce ourselves to the people?
I think you've been introduced to the people already.
Well, I mean, like I said, shake some hands, kiss some babies. I mean, I don't know.
Shake some babies, kiss some hands.
If we save a couple cats up a tree, I mean, it might look good on us. Bree, I know this is the total opposite of what you want. I'm sorry.
You.
You have a spotlight on you, and I know that's not the way of you were trained and you were raised, so I understand if you want to distance yourself from me or...
Yeah, I mean, that does sound like a very good idea. So, I think you can go out and kiss your babies. I think I'm going to do some sleuthing and I'm going to do some careful observation of other things, but you can go. I'm going to stay here.
Maybe check out that dude with the dragon tattoos. Maybe he could help you with some other things that you would like to check out.
As you guys are kind of wrapping up feasting, and the door opens with one of the kind of servant hands, king hands, with Jathro on the other side. You see outside the door, and they kind of like wait for the king's attention. King is it their attention?
Well, if you'll excuse me, I have someone to promote.
And then he stands up, and Jathro kind of like looks in at all of you. Nods.
King Cantonite's dad, before you go, what of Asher?
Like I said, I'll continue the investigation and get to the bottom of it.
So he is not to be beheaded before we find out.
Of course not.
Good. Good.
Right. And he and Jathro go to his meeting room.
Rowan, are you ready?
Yeah, just a second.
So as you guys finish, though, you will you can add the benefits of a hero's feast now.
Cool. Rowan's gonna jaunt up to Jathro as he's kind of walking in.
Okay.
And he's gonna just go in for a hug. And just pull him in for a big one and pat him on the back and step aside and not say anything, just as they have many times not talked. Silent interaction, and just walk out with Asher.
Before you go, that chalice, should we leave it within the keep walls? Possibly Kuran?
That's actually a good point. I'm gonna pull the chalice with the napkin still on it. I'm gonna grab the part with the napkin and pull it out. And I'm going to close it and kind of pointed between Karun and Bree.
Actually, I may want to have this when I speak with Kazrak.
Okay, here you go. And a two-handed pass securely. Don't want to drop it. To Karun. All right, take care of that.
Well, of
We'll be
course,
right back.
I'll give it to you, Bree, for safer keeping after we've had a moment to analyze this and speak.
Ace is gonna go and wait in the courtyard, kind of just soaking it all in, and also keeping an eye out for Tavian as well. See if he had made it back yet.
It's only been probably about 2 hours since you had that
Okay.
interaction, so probably not quite yet.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yep.
I guess then I'll say just he would keep a passive perception for him wherever he goes, whatever he does, kind of thing.
Mhm.
That's all.
Yep.
Actually, Karun would probably ask if you wanted to be. Probably think it's a good idea you be with Kazrak and him when they talk about deities and ravens and everything, just because
Yeah,
your
let's
direct
do it.
interaction.
Yeah, I mean, let's find out how screwed I am, I guess. And Kazrak's a smart man. I'm sure he could help me out with all of this magic abilities I've been having in myself as well.
If not, his insight will certainly be appreciated. But
I agree.
hopefully. Bree, you said you were going to Sleuth.
Well, I mean, we have just been doing no trouble at all. And I would like to get in a little bit of trouble. I mean, I could try to slip inside of the wherever Mr. Wizard is and go learn and be super studious, or can maybe, I don't know, go burn down the Temple of Light or something.
I
Yes.
fear that latter might be a bit extreme at this point.
Well, whatever you do, can you please bring me back a pastry? I've been dying for one, and there's... You pick out the best, the softest.
Well, for sure. The
Thank you.
moistest. Yeah, I can just probably go make something down in the kitchen.
No, you know I didn't mean that. Like, I'm not
Listen,
a
listen.
Monsar,
If
okay?
you're
I don't
going
want
to
you to
start,
bake a cake. Listen, don't even start.
if you're going to
I'm
start
not
getting
like that, you know
matriarchally
it.
correct, please don't. I didn't even assume that.
I don't.
You're being too careful. And she's gonna kick him in the shin. Like, be yourself. Stop overcorrecting, it's fine.
Okay, thank you. Needed that, actually. Alright, Karon, let's go check out what Kazrak's got going on.
You would probably get the impression that it's not been quite enough time for him to have researched anything, because literally
Just
the conversation was just passed off onto him. So, just so you're aware of like the time that's passed, he would not have had time to go
I'd
through.
like to
and
get a
look at
table,
things.
okay? A flat table. I'd like to put a little net in the middle of it. Then I'd like to get two of these these
wooden
paddle-looking
planks.
things. Yes. And then I'd like to find like a lot of cotton and just stuff it, and then just hit the ball back and forth until time is ready.
Okay, so
What
you
type
guys
of
are
roll
gonna
do you
head.
make to invent that?
Sorry, I was rearranging some things. So I was tuned out for a little bit, but was it Asher and Rowan? We're gonna head back to the. Okay, so you guys can make your way back that way.
And while we're going, Asher, once we get out of like earshot of the keep and kind of get integrated into society, Asher's gonna look over at Rowan and be like, "Well, this a lot. That was a lot. I'm gonna be honest. I'm worried about Korea.
Oh yeah.
She's within the larger city all by herself. As much as she can take care of herself.
And she's just north of everything that's going down in Riverend, huh?
Sky. Come on.
Yeah, well, around that direction. Normally I would send her home, but
Are you wanting to, like, move her or have her go somewhere safe?
that's the only place that I would know is safe is currently occupied.
I mean, I'm sure she'll be welcomed at my place
Where?
up north. Up north.
Oh, that's right. I mean, you did say it is a small town.
Very small. Quiet little town. If she's willing to make the trek. I just gotta give my my mom and pop a heads up.
If I'll message her tonight, if you wouldn't mind giving a.
Are you sure? Sir, do you think she can make that travel
I
by
think
herself?
So. Who else do we have?
She could take a griffin.
I was gonna suggest Jethro, but he got promoted. Oh, wow, that's true. Can make it happen. Can make it happen. Let me while we're at the containers, let me see if I got some letters back. And with this coin now, I think I might try to buy one for my family and have that sent so I can have that direct line of contact.
That would be better because these sending spells are quite costly.
Yeah, let me let's see what we got, and we can work out the logistics later. But let's get Corey a home, new home. Probably best. And Rowan's just gonna kind of ramble on about, you know.
As you guys make your way to the Contagious Tankard, good bit of time from the keep itself. The bar is open for you guys to grab your stuff and then check out. Going up to the barmaid to inquire about mail.
Mm-hmm.
There is mail for you, indeed. And he also gives you one of the courier coins. So they did use that to. So again, like wherever you are, that coin will be with you.
Oh, and does it work the same way if I wanted to send something to them
So
directly?
you could send them a courier coin of their own, so that they could go to wherever. It's not as necessary because it can go to the mail there. And if they're not planning on moving, they don't need a coin. So you can spend the money on another coin if you want, or you can just have them send it to your coin. And then this bird will always be able to go to your coin and then whatever mailbox is anywhere.
That'll work. Save the money. Cool. And he's going to flip the coin, cash it, and put it in his chest piece. All right. And he's going to kind of shuffle the stuff and backpacks. I'm sure he's grabbed from everybody. And
Asher's doing the whole, like, checking under all the beds, making sure nothing got left.
3 times.
3 times.
3 times.
Roll an investigation. I'm just kidding. I'm good. You're good.
Our card charger.
Oh no, my phone charger. Allie, if you check your DMs on Discord.
Yeah.
Those were your letters I wrote back in January. It's a while ago. It's been a while. Now you have a quicker form of mail, which means that I have to write more letters. Yay.
This is easy. Well, we'll see. Because I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
All right.
But there you go. Yeah. You're so excited. You probably don't even remember what you said back because it's been a while.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
But you get the context
All right,
based on what they said, but yep.
Cool.
Boop. I just saw that in chat. King Dad, sir, my liege. So good. All right. Let's have the bardic inspiration for the day, please. Please, all the letters that I had to write. Look at her. She's so happy reading them right now. That's to Rowan's family from a whiles ago. Yeah, you guys are able to grab all of your stuff. And then are you just gonna head back to the keep, head out?
I want to actually see. I would assume when he's grabbing his stuff, is Porvis around?
He does not appear to be. Just passive. Doesn't seem to be.
Okay.
Marty is wrapping up the set.
Oh, we can't forget Marty.
What's with all the stuff? Where are you guys going?
We are now relocating.
Oh. We run out of money. Are we going to a dumpy tavern now?
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's uptown a little ways.
Uptown. Well, all right then. Where are we going?
Let's make that a surprise.
Yeah. Come with us.
Okay.
Yeah, come on.
Right, lead the way then. All right, keep your secrets.
I didn't grab your sock, by the way. I'm sorry. I kind of didn't want to touch it.
Oh, of course you didn't. I'm wearing it. I always keep that motherfucking thing on me. What do you mean?
Okay, you're right. Okay. Regret that I even said anything. Regret. Back to the castle.
Crusty? Oh god.
Gross.
Okay. Yeah, you guys make your way back to the castle then. No, I got that thing on me, man. All right. So by that point, it takes about 30 to 45 minutes to get from just normal walking pace to get from the tavern to the keep. So by that point, it's about an hour and a half that has passed. So you're now kind of approaching midday. You're in midday. A few more hours and you'll have dusk approaching.
And I imagine that we're not like beelining it anywhere. We're just casually.
Yeah, you're just strutting along. Fortunately for you guys don't seem to be getting gawked at as far as like, it's them, it's those, it's the people. Yeah. Reading your letters?
Dad joke?
Huh?
Dad joke.
The dad joke. But are you going to read your letters out loud for the class?
I mean, I want to read it first and see, and then I'll probably once we
some
get
private
to
stuff in there. I mean,
there could be. I probably will. I'll read probably my mom's letter once we get to the castle. We'll see.
Okay. Yep, making your way back to the keep. You guys are go through the same stuff. They do have to go through all of the bit of your luggage, even though you're closer into the King's Council. They still have to be safe. You kind of notice they don't really they're a little less thorough and concerned. They don't even mark down your stuff. This is because they just know who you are at this point. They don't even mark down that they confiscated your stuff and all that. But you guys are let back into the keep. And on your guys' way in, you kind of make your way in with that guard that you saw that Dominicus was speaking with, and sent him on a little errand. He's got a little package with him. Okay. And where is Dominicus?
I believe he's passing time with Karan as we give kind of Kozrak some alone time to do research before we bombard him and collect his thoughts and talk to him about more things.
So in the courtyard, that Tavian does approach you. He hands you the box, and he's like, "That was some fine work there. I like it. I like that.
They turn out great."
Is that for, he kind of like looks around. Like, all of them?
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that. Right. Thank you for that task, my lord.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ace or Dom is fine. You don't know, my lord. You don't have to worry about that. So Davian, what is your task here? I appreciate your help.
You need me to do. I'm trained for combat. I'm trained for couriership. Anything.
So you're just a floater in the castle for whatever
one of the king's
done,
hands.
Or you're one of the king's hands.
Not the
Awesome.
king's hand, but that's how I go.
Yeah. What about the prince's hand? I mean, it's not as cool. Or
sure, I can
like
be that.
Dom's hands, you'd be my right hand man kind of thing.
I mean, what have I done to deserve that?
Well, you've been kind and you helped me out on something, and that's enough for me. So I can normally read people pretty well, and you seem to be a good person. So oh,
thank you.
By the way, the how much did it cost, and then how much do you need?
Nothing. He hands you back all of your gold.
Well, he'll take he handed him 10. He'll take 5 and he'll hand it back to him. You just keep that then and go get a drink later.
Yeah, well, thank you.
And thank you again. I'll let you know if I need anything else, buddy. Keep up the good work. And he'll pat him on the shoulder and just kind of
will do.
Walk back over to Karan and put the package back in his backpack and going to whatever they are doing, talking, debating.
Okay.
Dom might be trying to get Karan to drink again, as he's always trying to do. Come on, just one sip. You need to try the jungle one time.
We're about to get into a lengthy conversation that I would like to try to keep my wits about myself.
Yeah, I understand, but I mean, it might help, right? Loosen you up a little bit, getting ready to dance kind of thing, to the tango.
Nice try, Dom, but I'm not giving a public speech. I think I'll be fine, but there's always a nightcap.
Did you see that speech, by the way? I almost threw up. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, I couldn't even tell. I was surprised that you did say something, and I was even more surprised or proud of what it was you said.
Don't tell Rowan, but I'm just making it and being him, basically.
Don't worry, I won't tell Rowan.
So at this point, Kazrak reveals himself from one of the rooms and kind of motions for you guys.
Yeah. We go over.
Okay. Is it just you two that want to be privy to the conversation? Okay. He takes
Are you even there still?
Into his
Briar? No, she's not even there still.
Where is
she's
Briar?
gone. She gone.
Briar's gone.
Briar's just gone. Okay. Okay.
DM's like, where's my player at? She's
Where's
gone.
my player? Shenanigans.
Well, in the little that I've been able to glean in such a short time, this raven figure, it is a strange occurrence because usually you have histories that are ancient and old for most mythological stories and such. This one is more recent, and by recent I just mean within the last several hundred years. And oddly, because of that, it is less recorded. It is, from what I can glean, there was a clash in the years following the Neramine. The Neramine people, when they became prominent as the protectors of the material realm. Well, and of course also the punishment, I suppose you could say, that was wreaked upon them for their role in capturing and squelching this great demigod. During that excursion, the battles that happened in the realms was a small standoff between this figure we know as the Raven when they were in their full form and the figure of Gehendra, this demon lord that scoured the land some 1,000 years ago. Gehendra was successful in separating, not able to slay, but to divide and to keep the Raven at war with itself. The Raven sought to put a stop to the havoc and chaos created by Gehendra.
So you're saying once the Raven is put back together, it would continue its mission of stopping Gehendra?
The Neramine people already have put a stop to Gehendra, fortunately. He has been held captive within almost another plane of existence.
Quran is not to bring your business out into the light, but is that the demon or being?
It is suspect. I cannot say with a true affirmation, but from the stories that I have been taught, obviously I was not alive yet when this transpired, but from what I know, and I know very little, the power of Gehendra can't properly be quantified. Obviously, it was a being that required sealing. I don't know what the full scope of their power could be. I'm not even entirely sure what the full scope of the power of the unified Raven could be, but Kazrak here has confirmed what I suspect, that whatever this Salt Chalice is would be part of the unification of that separated entity.
But from the story that you just told us of the Raven, if his goal, or its goal, is to stop the Demon Lord, wouldn't that, in theory, make it a good? Something that is good?
In terms of the enemy of my enemy is my friend, but it is from my understanding, a chaotic trickster god when unified. But an important part of that is that it highly values free will. Gehendra did not so much. Gehendra sought to enslave the peoples of Aelos And
No.
I don't know the full intentions of the Raven, but I think ultimately wanted chaos and pleasure.
So from the 3 ravens that we have met, Kozrak, one has been good. The other has caused, what would you call it? Chaos? Caused mischief? And the third has caused true evil things to attempt to get rid of the other 2.
From my understanding, it is all tricks. It is tricks of good, or tricks for the sake of tricks, or tricks that are more nefarious.
I would have to agree to say that any one of the entities that we've spoken with is good is an overstatement. Just because it might be presented to us with a positive light doesn't necessarily mean that the motivations behind that intent are well-minded and not selfish. We do know that there is one that has a myriad of tricks at their disposal. We've already fallen to a few of them. And we also know that there is one that is capable of doing anything so long as the ends justify the means. Then its ends are certainly selfish.
So in this decision to either choose which one to give the chalice to, do we choose one of the 3, or in your research, even though as quickly as it may be, does it say any way that it can be defeated? This trickster god can be captured,
I believe that its
chained.
separation was its defeat. I don't know the extent of its immortality, but there are some beings that can only be dealt with in more creative ways than simple death, such as with Gehendra, needed to be locked away.
The fear that I have is that one of these 3 that have been separated brought a plague that ended multiple innocent lives. So if that is it being defeated, it's not enough. We would need a way to imprison it, to control it, to protect others from it. Because as it stands right now, it is still a major threat.
I think it is a situation, if I can make somewhat of an analogy or comparison. Imagine that the personality that all makes up you, Dominicus. You're strong and friendly, loyal. You are angry. You're passionate. You are funny. Now imagine some of those attributes were split, and only that one attribute of you roamed free as its own entity. Now typically, when you are whole, all of those elements of you are fighting and warring at each other, keeping each other in balance. Now if those elements were divided into their own beings and actual manifest personalities, with physical bodies, it is harder for them to war with each other without collateral damage.
So you think a trickster god that is... You think a trickster god that is together is better than a trickster god in 3 that has less control over his emotions, or the emotions are more on a rampage?
Well, you see what happens when they are at war with each other on this physical plane. Others get involved. Now, of course, this greater being would be that greater, but it would balance itself. That is the hope.
So how do we get the 3 to 1 again?
What has it said?
Well,
The chalice.
it states that the chalice is the key to keeping one in control and taking away the free will of the others. But that doesn't mean that it would bring it together. It would mean that the one emotion would control the other two. And if we can't trust one of the three, we can't trust any of them. Am I right, Karan?
Again, I feel as though I've grown more suspicious as time has gone on, but I feel, though, I can't 100% say that the one referred to as Mother of the Ravens is inherently good. If so, and the best course of action transpires, we were to give the chalice to her for her request. And she, the good side of the whole Raven entity, would be predominant, then that could be advantageous. But if there is a manipulation there, if the good side is purely motivated to reunite its body into one whole again for its own best interests, and then conflict arises within, who knows what the settled state of a fully reunited, a fully empowered being would be. That's my position. But there is certainly very firm logic, and you've gone over a lot more than I have, Kazrak. I'm sure there's texts and documents that are outside of what is taught to farriers, or even have been lost to the Neriminian people through time. So my position is, we all have to come to a collective decision and act from there.
Although Raven said that the way to summon her was to look into the eyes of a raven and ask to speak to its mother.
Which means
initially summoning her, if we were to set a trap, something that would possibly help give less risk for not only if she is to be a trickster or an emotion that is not happy or a good emotion, but if the other two were to come and try to make a final stand, would this be the best way we could go upon it? To make a neutral ground, even if it's a dispel of magic or an area that wouldn't be...
I would say that I don't know what all you have seen they are capable of, but from what I hear, these are very powerful entities, so I would be very careful with any kind of hostile, perceived actions.
Mm-hmm. And just because there are warding magics and sanctums that one can set up, such as the council room, it's still magic, and an entity power enough could see and dispel it without us being able to do anything. And, of course, that being seen would absolutely show our hand, that we seek to contain or control. And again, we speak of an entity that hundreds of years ago was deemed best dealt with by splitting it, not sealing it or confining it within a space, but fragmenting it so that it can't function as a whole. We can try, but who knows how successful we might be.
Okay. Well, I think this is a decision that the whole party has to agree on, and I think we need to talk to them. Thank you for your work, Kazrak.
Of course. I hope that I was helpful. I will keep looking into it, and if you have not made your decision yet, I will try to offer any more insight I can. It is quite interesting when myth becomes reality.
Tell me about it. We met the god of drinking in the ocean. I'll have to tell you about that story later.
Ambitious, the god of the drink. I find it hard to believe, but I also don't with you.
I'd say it'd be even more interesting to say we believe that to be the start of conflicts between Zahath and Eswin, but obviously there's other information that's presented itself. I doubt we can say even that was the true motivating factor.
Truly only the catalyst.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of myth, Gazrak, be interested to look at the research that you did specifically regarding my people, or references too. As I said, I spent quite a bit of time being brought up as a farrier, and though I like to think myself learned about my people, I've been presented in my journeys here with information and facts that are irrefutable against me knowing everything. I believe there is more I can garner and learn about myself and where I come from. So, if I may, I'd love to look over the documents that you have, your scrolls, whatever it was.
Yes, I have a smaller tome. It is the history and insight of magikind. Is kind of a fancier way to say some of the elf kind and the fey kind. It is written in Sylvan. I don't know if you are familiar.
Well, I have the means to comprehend languages, provided the time to do so.
Absolutely. Well, you may take it. I have had scholars begin working on translations before, but other things come up, as it be.
I thank you.
Okay. Anything else you guys would like to talk about?
I think we discussed the real reason why we wanted to talk with Kazrak. Was there anything that we didn't touch on as far as Dom?
Yeah. I know you are very lore driven, and there is a man that a wizard of the party, Briar, loves, and I was hoping and thought possibly that you would have a book of his that we could borrow. I know it would mean a lot to her, and I'm trying to think of the name of him.
Zaltazir.
Yeah, I think that's it.
He was an old friend of mine.
Do you have anything of his that could possibly be not published or hard to find?
That old bastard. I don't carry any of his books. We've been in a bit of friendly competition for many years now.
Interesting.
I do have one of his that I'm not proud to say that I own, and it is his. The damned fool. He gave away all of his secrets. It is the art of spellcasting. The art of spellcrafting, rather. By Zaltazir.
Oh.
It is quite a slow burn, but that bloody devil does know what he's talking about.
Do you think it would be something you wouldn't mind borrowing?
I've read it plenty of times, and ready to give this old bastard's book up.
That is great. She will. Honestly, she's gonna flip her shit. That's gonna be great.
Here it is. And you know him and his no frills covers. It is a very plain book. It's not dusty, but it is just very plain, and it just says in a strange font. Just it's Comic Sans. I'm just kidding. The Art of Spellcrafting by Zaltazir.
So, as he's looking at the book, since you're in a competition with him, Cosrock, do you have any books?
I am not much of a writer myself, more of a reader. I mean, why write on what I already know when I have so much more to learn? I think that gives me an advantage over him.
Yeah, like you said, don't give out your secrets, That's smart. Well, thank you anyways. She'll greatly appreciate it, and he'll put it in his backpack, and
Briar.
I think
heavy breathing intensifies.
I think we've taken up enough of your time. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Yes, you have. All right, I will continue a bit of research while I can on that, and then continue my typical. All right. Good day with you.
Okay, you guys exit and return back to the courtyard. Stage is yours. As the evening is starting to approach, a few of the servant hands take you through the halls of the keep, and you realize, going into some of the further back rooms and passing through, it's why are there so many rooms or whatever? But you realize this is the keep, this is the castle itself, and you get more of a sense of how big this place actually is as you go into some of the rooms you've never been, or pass by some of the rooms you've never been, and down some of the halls till you get to the very end. Not quite the very, very end, but some of the quarters, and you are taken to the estate, or the suites of Lord Alfred. That would have been for him and his entourage, but consists of 10 rooms total, with the kind of the master room, each with their own their own bathing facility and kitchen, small kitchen and stuff. You basically have a setup. Anything that you could think of. Small study even of your own.
Is there a mutual common room, kind of like a dorm?
Mm-hmm.
I'm imagining multiple suites, and then there's just a massive table.
Yeah.
For them to join. Okay.
It's kind of there is just kind of a lounge room, a part of the. It's lots of different rooms, and then not including the bedrooms that you all would each individually have if you would like.
Can you please describe the reaction on Martison's face as
yes.
him and Rowan come in, please?
Oh, so are we helping stage these rooms or something? I've always loved my interior decoration skills. Briar, if she could see this, because she's out somewhere else right now.
She's not here.
So this is where we're gonna be staying while we're in we're in Kingshaven. Yeah, I know. Cool, right?
We don't have to share anymore.
I know you're sad, but no,
I
we do not have to share.
We were making so much progress.
We were. I'm proud of
I could feel it. You were this close.
Oh, yeah.
You were this close.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I was even going to let you be the little spoon.
Would
No,
it be safe
that's
to
cozy.
assume? Sorry. Would it be safe to assume that me and Karan are there waiting for them since we were probably done?
I was saying you guys probably all went together when they brought you because you guys had made your way
Oh,
into
okay.
the courtyard, and then yeah.
Okay. Well, did you guys get all of our stuff?
Yep, and Rowan's gonna give Dom his leftover stuff that he left in the room, and Karan's. And I think Asher has Bree's stuff, so family and all. And Rowan's gonna kind of tap the letters. I got them.
What'd you get?
Letters from home. Letters from home. And Rowan's gonna sit down and he's gonna open and read both of the letters, one from his mom and one from Evie. And he's just gonna sit there and he's just really gonna glance it over. First one would be from his mother. Oh, Dom, you gotta check this out.
What is it?
What's a pie cost?
What does a pie cost?
A silver piece.
Tried to do the joke and just
And-
murdered it.
He's just gonna
silver
point to the
piece.
dead. It's a joke that my I guess you could call my uncle. He likes to got a lot of dad jokes. But, anyway, so it turns out that the Lord in my hometown just passed away, and his son has fully taken lordship.
Isn't this the lord that you were chummy with and he tried to bribe you with all that money?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the one. Yeah, that's him.
cool.
Well, a little bit of a flag for me is he did a little training in Trevane. So he probably has a hand with your step grandfather-in-law. Kind of.
Oh, that's
That's
not
a lot
good.
of
Step
dad,
grandfather-in-law. What?
I don't even know. There's something on that. And then he's just gonna keep reading and scanning, and he's just gonna gleam at a particular part in the letter. My mom is eager to meet you guys. And it's just unreal that I've been gone for 3 years. Almost.
How's their health?
My father fell off a ladder, and they're trying to keep him down, and they can't. He's wanting to work. Everybody's trying to help him out. Something with an ankle, but I'd hate to ask, and this ties into our conversation, Asher. Maybe we can make a trek there soon. I miss them. They really miss me. And Rowan's gonna open up the other letter from Evie. And he's just gonna read it to himself.
It's a private one.
This one's mine. And he's just gonna read Evelyn's letter. But all in all, he's going to just say that there's new lordship in Herondine, and that we are welcomed. He is welcomed back, and it's very apparent because it's translating into his family, and it's very visible.
Well, if we should make. Where's Briar at?
Yeah, where is
Where
she?
is Briar?
Mhm.
Briar,
Where
where
is
are you?
Briar?
So, while you guys went to go learn things with this guy, she was thinking about Coel and how Coel was She said she was adept at getting out of the palace, so she's been looking for secret passageways and ways out in case we need it. Like, she's trying to find a
You doing it
purpose
with
for
Coel
herself.
or
I mean, it depends on if she's around or if she
Ask her.
catches me. Okay,
after
I
the
don't
dinner? She
know.
was free run for several
Oh,
hours.
hell yeah, I would have ran after that girl.
You know I'm gonna get some of that.
So I would have chatted her up a bit and would have asked her to kind of like show me around and the secret like ins and outs, and then probably to like test on whether or not I had taken enough in. But like, you want to play a game of hide and seek?
Well, that's not fair to you at all. I have all the advantage.
Then you can do the seeking.
Okay, that's fair. But I know all the hiding spots.
Do you?
No cheating. You magical creature, you.
And then she'll like skitter off and I'm like, okay, count to like 30. We'll see. I'm going to cheat just a little bit to get far away from you, but I won't.
As you scurry off, she scurries off with you. It's like right to where you go.
So why are you cheating?
I'm not cheating, I'm hiding.
No, you're supposed to seek me.
I am.
How are you doing both at the same time?
We can both hide.
Oh.
David's face.
Starting to remember some of those messages you sent that one night.
She doesn't remember the messages quite
You
yet.
don't remember, do you?
Well,
I
mean,
think you were drunk sending me the other night.
that was you. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was you. Well, at least okay. Yeah, let's go hide together then. I'm going to
She
pretend
takes
like
you
that never happened.
through like one of these like unused kitchens, kind of like in one of the middle halls before your guys's where what would be your guys's room, and then there's like underneath this like preparation counter thing or whatever, there is like this vent that is like a chute that she kind of moves some of the flour sacks away, and then you see that the grate has already been removed, but it's just where the flour sacks were now that she's moved them, and she kind of just like slips in. She's like, I hope you don't mind getting dirty, but you will get dusty a bit from this.
Khalil, I'm always a little dirty, and she just jumps right in after her.
It slides down at kind of like an incline, and it's into this like almost a cellar, but it's like a really nice cellar room that you can see from the bars that kind of overlook, that it looks out into like the almost behind where the Temple of Light is. There's just, you see like the moat and all the stuff that divides them, but way beneath the King's Heaven sky bridge or whatever that connects them. You can see like out into there. These can also be opened and you can get out this way. So it's one of the ways that I kind of sneak out. You have to kind of shimmy along and then work your way all the way back around from the upper entrance of the castle back into the city. So it's pretty good. It's a pretty good one. You know what I've also seen? She kind of like points down like closer towards like the marketplace or whatever. I have seen, of course I'm no tattletale, but I have seen people come in and out of those grates before. Smugglers, I think.
Ooh, I wonder what they're smuggling.
I don't know, but I suppose when I'm a queen or something like that. I probably have to care about kinds of things like that, but I think it's just fun and exciting. I don't care. Not right now.
Well, I mean, or you can just let them continue doing their little shasty business. Don't know if it's secretly a benefit.
You can see she's kind of like tuned out a little bit as she's just like smiling. And then she leans in and gives you a little peck on the cheek. And with that, we're going to take a break. Hey, you know what that means? You know what that means. It's giveaway time. If you haven't, here's your last chance for the first half giveaway that we're going to do. Is exclamation point giveaway. If you have not yet, I just want to give everybody a chance. If you haven't entered it yet, if you already have, I can assure you your name's here. I'm seeing a lot of people highlighted, so you are good to go. So if you're listening, we will be doing the giveaway. I'm going to give you guys some time. We will do the giveaway. Do we want to do the giveaway when we come back after break? Probably.
Yeah. Get.
So I'll give you guys some time during the break. You can do exclamation point giveaway. Get yourself entered in there. We're going to go to break right now. And then when we come back, we will announce the winner. We'll roll for it and everything. So, all right. Short rest time with a little peck on the cheek. Let's go.